All right, folks, we're coming down the home stretch. There's not a whole lot more I can tell you or share with you. If you have not started to see the vision at this point, I don't know that there's a lot I can do for you. But I will promise you this. We're going to share one more story, and then we're going to share with you some ways that you can become part of the village if you choose to. Obviously, this is not an obligation, it's an opportunity. And we want to extend that opportunity to you, and I'll do that shortly. But before we do that, we're going to talk with Renee Canali. Renee is the founder of Land of Possibility, and she is the author of Life as an Onion, one of my favorite books. She gave me a copy of this book. It's a little pamphlet type book, and actually we hung it on the Christmas tree one year.
Yep.
As your business card, because that was your business card that year. And the bottom line is that she is one of the most talented and cerebral and incredible life coaches that I've ever been introduced to. So Renee, I want to welcome you to the Village Connector Education Program.
Well, thank you.
Now, you have been around for a little while now.
A little while.
You were here a little earlier than Dr. Ray, and you actually joined, if I remember correctly, you joined at the very first open house event.
That's right.
That we hosted when we opened the facility almost 2 years ago now.
Yep.
So what do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah.
I think I was probably 2 years too late. You hadn't started yet, and I was already ready for what you have here.
Well, that's why they say patience is a virtue. But seriously, you've had an opportunity to experience a lot of things here.
Mm-hmm.
You've recorded in the studio. You've been on people's TV shows. You've done your own recordings. You've had coaching, marketing coaching, and business coaching generally.
Right.
You've participated in mastermind groups with other members where you've actually been able to engage in thought leadership, work together, come up with ideas together. You're in a mastermind group right now with Mia Zachary, one of my partner and one of our members. And you've had an opportunity to host events and to invite people here for you to coach and consult with.
Right.
So what are you feeling is the value of being part of Village Connector?
One of the things that has always been missing for me in any business that I've been associated with is the whole collaboration piece. Because a lot of times people feel that other people are competing with them and there are limited resources and limited this and limited that. And I have known all my life that one of the ways to get through life without much of that struggle is to have people that you can collaborate with, that you can trust, that grows your vision. And I think all of your guests so far have said that you have done that for them. It's a necessary part of doing business. Because for me, if I'm going to reach 1 million hearts a day through the things that I do and through the person that I am, I have to have collaboration with other people. I can't do that alone. And none of us want to do it alone.
Well, you know, I'm glad that you talked about that because I think that the single biggest mistake that entrepreneurs, small business people make is allowing themselves to become isolated, where they're in their own office. Some of them are home-based business owners where they can work from home because of the nature of their business, and they don't get a chance to interact with colleagues or other people who can share ideas that could help them to advance the ball for them. You've been the beneficiary of being in that environment here at Village Connector, and I just don't think that there is any greater value than being in the company of your colleagues. Now, keep this in mind. Some of the people that become part of Village Connector Education, they may not be physically here at the studio or at the facility, depending on which level of membership that they take advantage of. Mm-hmm. But we have an online social network where we can stay connected. When people put their courses into the Learning Center, they are by definition collaborating with each other because your course may be a natural introduction to mine.
Right.
But if my course isn't online, then you miss opportunity that would have been present if everyone was working together to create a greater environment. Think about this. No one would go to a college or a university if there was only one professor. Absolutely. It's because of the array of things that they have access to all in one place conveniently that makes the university experience a good one for people.
Yeah. And what I think is I was in customer service for 25 years. And the first thing that I knew, but I also learned in person, was that it depends on your mood, it depends on what's going on in your life, it depends on what is happening around you as to how you're going to experience any interaction with somebody. And when I ran a customer service center, what I learned was, as soon as you know that somebody's in a mood where they really need attention to a great extent, more so than problem solving, you put a different voice on the phone, and instantaneously you change their experience and you solve their problem a whole lot faster. So it's really important to know that you have a community of people, whether they're, you know, here with you or virtually, that you can tap into, learn from, share with, and do, you know, promotions and joint ventures, and there's always one little thing that somebody says that hits you in a way that it just expands the possibilities in what you're doing and what you can do with other people.
That's very well said. And I think that a lot of people underestimate the value of that experience that you just described. And that's why I'm so glad that you have the foresight to see the value in this whole collaboration environment. Whether it's virtual, whether it's in person, it doesn't matter. It's a matter of sharing ideas and information in a way that inspires everyone to achieve more. And you've been the embodiment of that. I really appreciate the fact that you have been such an active part of that aspect of what we do here at Village Connector. Now, November 10th will be your 2-year anniversary with us.
That's right.
That was when we hosted the first open house, less than 20 days after we launched, after the facility was open. What are you looking forward to over the next 12 months?
Oh, I really don't want to wait 12 months.
Hey, I understand you might not want to wait 12 months to get it, but what are you going to be, let me ask a better question. What are you going to be doing with the resources here over the next 12 months?
What I really want to do is to have my own TV channel to really reach more people in several different ways, instead of, as you had said earlier, splitting, you know, now I'm going to focus on this. Oops, now I'm going to focus on this. So it's really bringing all of this that I've learned in the last 2 years, and that now is even more available, to expand what I can do and bring other people in to expand what they're going to do. So I have a series of little books that I've been working on, which I'm thinking now, you know, about how to turn those into really valuable courses, and to teach parents and children how to learn from each other, instead of thinking that one is subordinate or what have you, so that we can all really enrich our lives. So I'm looking forward to using everything to get all the stuff that's sitting at my home office that I created without collaboration. It's coming.
Very nice.
It's coming. The seeds are there and the plants are coming.
So what you're really talking about, and by the way, I got your most recent book almost. It was on my desk when I came back from the Periscope Summit, but it somehow disappeared from the desk before I could read it.
I have
I
others.
now know who has it, so we'll have to figure that out. I'm going to need to get another copy from you maybe. But what you're really talking about is syndication. Being able to take your content and to have it distributed in multiple places. You create it one time, but there are multiple ways for people to take advantage of it. And that's important, because when you are a public speaker and you only have one way you deliver content from the front of the room, you're by definition limiting the number of people that can take advantage of that.
Yes.
Think about all the people that can't be there because of the timing, or because of the cost involved, or because of some physical limitations, whatever. You've now limited your opportunity and their opportunity as well. But when you take the time to create and syndicate your content so it's available multiple places, multiple formats, multiple ways, you create increase for everyone involved.
Yes, and that's, we have writers and educators and speakers. We're all out there to try to encourage in our own way people to become more of what they're here for, and to really increase the enjoyment in their life. And if you only deliver that one way, you are closing the door to other people. And I noticed that you have adopted, or at least it sounds like you may have adopted my favorite way of looking at life, and that is that it's not a choice between either or, it's and. And the and is coming together and increasing things exponentially so that we can all continue to grow and learn together.
Now, I wonder where I learned that.
Life is an onion.
See, I pay attention.
Yes, you do.
Because I learned a long time ago that if you don't pay attention, you pay in other ways.
Yes.
So I appreciate your leadership, I appreciate your friendship, and I appreciate your energy here at Village Connector. You make Village Connector special. And you know that because I see the people around you that they really want to be part of events that you're at, things that you're doing. They want your input and your feedback. And frankly, we're doing a good job of putting you in a position to be able to share all of that.
And that's exactly what I was going to say, is that in just being here to support other people and learn for myself and watch how they do things, I have been able to show other people, just from my interest, how they can be a part of this as well. And that's the influence that I think that you're talking about. And it's your belief, or the community belief, in what I want to bring, and growing visions together that allows all of us to be able to do that. And if there's anybody out there that really wants to make a difference, even if it's in a very small local population, this is one of my favorite places. I've been looking for this for a very long time.
Well, we're certainly glad that you found it, and we're glad that we found you. So thank you for joining us today and sharing your story. And now I want to ask you the same question I asked Renee, which is this. What are you going to do over the next 12 months to create increase for yourself and for others? And is there a better opportunity than the one that you've seen tonight to do that? I'll give you a minute to think about it because we need to go back over there for a few more minutes. So you got a little time to think about that. Be ready to answer that question for yourself. Renee, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure to chat with you.
Thank you, Glenn.
All right, we'll be right back.